So dropshipping completely changed my life, and I want to spend a couple minutes just talking about how hard of a journey it's been in the last year and how every single moment of it was worth it in the end. So my name is Alex, as you hopefully should know, and in the last year I started my dropshipping journey. You can see right here on this very channel me starting my journey, my very first video till now, and it was a tough journey initially. I started off by ripping videos through Calidata, stealing my competitors' ads, just testing different products of all different niches. I went through probably 50 different product tests, and I was doing this all with barely to no income coming in, right? So I had a lot of success in previous business models. I used to do info, but got burnt out of that and it started to taper down. I used to teach people how to grow coaching offers with Instagram ads. I help content creators create their own first coaching offers. I used to do TikTok Shop Affiliate. That's where I spent like the year before dropshipping. I was doing nothing but TikTok Shop Affiliate, making some good money. Then it got really saturated and really difficult. And I also started to wonder and ask myself, how am I able to build all these brands for all these other people, but not do it for myself? So that's what really inspired me to get into dropshipping. But realistically speaking, it was my first true love back in 2018 when I was 18 years old. Before going into college that summer, I got my first retail job as a worker at a local grocery store. If you live in the Northeast, specifically Connecticut area, you should know about Stop and Shop. And during that time, I was working, and all the money I made, I invested into some course online, started to do dropshipping, and blew my entire summer paycheck and didn't make a single dollar dropshipping at all. So that led me to my freshman year of college, and I said, you know what, maybe this online business stuff isn't for me. And I stopped doing, online stuff for a while. Did college, was focused on going to college, getting some type of a business degree. And then 2020 hit, the world collapsed, and we all stopped, doing stuff in person and was just home every single day. So at the end of 2020, after playing a ton of Among Us, GTA, and just messing around for the entirety of the year, I finally kind of snapped back into my entrepreneurial drive and said, all right, I'm wasting all my time playing video games. I was going to bed at like 4 a.m. in the morning, waking up at like 3 p.m. and just, I was in a complete different rut, obviously, like most of us were. And I said to myself, okay, I got to get back into online business. I really love the idea of business. Years ago, when I was like 14, I was making Minecraft videos and I started to make thumbnails for people. So I like the idea of service-based businesses or just online businesses in general, and just making money working for myself. And it was the end of 2020, maybe like October, started looking for ways of how to make money online again. And dropshipping kept popping up, but I said, I'm not gonna do dropshipping again because I don't have money and it requires a lot of money to get started with dropshipping. So I don't want to spend a ton of money. That's when I got into affiliate marketing. Some of you guys that have been following me on the internet for years, you may have known that I used to be an affiliate marketer, and I would sell like courses online and different softwares as an affiliate. And I really got my big boom during TikTok. So TikTok in 2020 was super easy to blow up. One video, like one out of every four videos would go viral. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of views, sometimes millions of views. So it was really easy to make money. And I absolutely blew up with that. And from December 2020 to like, I'd say April 2021, I was just doing affiliate marketing full time. At this time, I was still working at a local bank. I was working at like a TD bank as a teller two. And eventually I just decided to quit because I was tired of my bosses telling me, hey, you can't take this time off and whatnot. You have to work on this specific schedule. You got to eat at this specific time. So I'm like, no, I'm making all this money. Why am I even working here? At the same time, I was also going to college as well. Graduated from the University of UConn in 2022, but in 2021, I was still a junior going through taking these stupid online classes at UConn while still having a job, while also still making money online. And from like the summer of 2021 to like 2023, I pivoted into online coaching and info and agency stuff. I started selling information, how to run ads, how to build a personal brand, how to grow on social media. Had a couple different offers throughout the years, scaled the info to 50K a month at its peak, and had a business partner at the time as well. But just fell out of love with that because it was always the thing that allowed me to make money, but it wasn't something I truly loved. It was affiliate marketing and online information and all that stuff was that first gateway out of working a real-time job. And for me, that's all it really was. It wasn't an actual passion. I didn't care about passion at the time. I just wanted a way to make money from home and not have to go to a job. And at the time where, we're going on 22, 23, The info business was doing good, but had so many ups and downs, and it was very frustrating at times. For those of you watching this that have maybe have sold an agency or done info, you know how competitive it can be, and how cutthroat it can be, and how exhausting it can be dealing with high ticket coaching clients and having to fulfill to them all the time, taking sales calls, creating new ads every day to try to get inbound leads, DM those inbound leads. It was a full-time business or career that honestly wasn't as fulfilling and also didn't pay as much, especially if you have a business partner. So it wasn't until September, or I'd say maybe until 2024, where at this time I'm in Connecticut, still living with my parents, and I'm like, I'm so tired of this. Met some really cool people online, and they said, hey, look, we're moving to Florida, Tampa, Florida. Let's move down to Florida together, man, and just like find an apartment and just, live life. And it was like at that moment I realized like the info business was really falling apart. We were struggling to get clients, and I'm like, dude, I'm tired of this. So I keep saying September. I don't know why September keeps rolling off the tongue, but it wasn't September. It was like April, May of 2024. Kind of came to the conclusion with my then business partner, like, yeah, I'm done with this info stuff. We're gonna split up the business and just move on. Told our clients that we're moving away, and then I started to do affiliate marketing. Did affiliate marketing. That's when it was really easy to do TikTok shop affiliate marketing. It was super easy to make money. My first videos were like the Y smart scale and some mirrors and stuff like that. It was really easy to sell. I was making like 3 to 5K in profit a month. And I'm like, yeah, this is good. And I'd only work maybe an hour a day. At this time now, I'm in Tampa, and I'm trying to like get back into the business space because TikTok shop affiliates, like, to me, a side hustle. So I'm like, I dabbled a little bit with Amazon FBA. I started doing FBM Amazon, where I would go to grocery stores or different stores and retail stores and go find products, package them up, and resell them on Amazon. That was probably, out of all the things I've done to make money online, that was probably the worst thing ever. Having to drive around stores to pick up stuff and then package them and then sell them off. It was ridiculous. I actually made a really big mistake where I got an item that was super, super cheap, and on the Amazon listing, the pricing was tanked all the way down. So I was able to realistically, the pricing was inflated really high actually. So I bought it cheap, and I saw the Amazon listing was selling it for super high. So I bought a ton of them. I bought like 300 units of this like shower cleaner soap. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a ton of money. I was making like $10 profit per sale. But then like the pricing started to tank really hard. So now it went from, maybe I was selling it for 30 bucks on Amazon, and it dropped all the way down to like 11 bucks. And I was getting it for about like 10 bucks. So I literally lost a ton of money on that. Like, and I'm like, dude, this is so dumb. I'm driving around all these local stores and stuff. I'm going to Ross, Burlington Coat Factory to find book bags and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, this is so lame. I'm not doing this. I could have gone into FBA and tried to like order a ton of stuff and send it to a warehouse. But I'm like, dude, this is so dumb. I'm not doing this. So I was like, if I'm going to do ecom, why not just do dropshipping, my first true love? And that's when, as you guys can see on this channel here, you can scroll back and see when I first started around like January of 2024. I was done with Shop Affiliate. I was done with Amazon FBA. I wasn't doing regular info or anything like that. And I just committed myself. And the difference for me was I tried so many different things in the past. And normally when things get hard, the first couple things that come to my mind is, well, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I need to try a new strategy. Or maybe this strategy doesn't work at all anymore. Maybe I need to do a whole different process or a whole different idea. With our info offer, we started off with helping people grow on TikTok. Then it was like, maybe TikTok isn't that demand. Then we went over Instagram, and then we started to do a content marketing agency. Then we started doing Instagram ads. Then we started teaching sales. So it's like every time we hit a wall, it was the common sense thing is like, maybe this doesn't work for me. Let's just pivot, rather than just staying there and trying to get better at that thing and refine that skill. And that's the same mindset I took with dropshipping this last year. I told myself, I don't really care what happens. I'm not going to pivot away from dropshipping. And I almost did. I didn't pivot away from dropshipping itself, but I almost changed my strategy completely. And I'm glad I stuck with it despite going through so many ups and downs. Last year, I've had multiple ad account bans. I had multiple fake DMCA claims where people were claiming I was stealing their marketing material when I wasn't. They just did that so they had less competition in the market. I had multiple issues with suppliers. I'm still sometimes struggling with suppliers where they're not fulfilling orders on time. They're fulfilling the wrong products. They're misquoting me and charging me more for my cost of goods when it shouldn't be as much. I've had multiple products that I scaled to 1K a day really quickly and then completely tanked no matter what I did afterwards. Couldn't get it back to where it was working. I've had my ad account hacked one time. Like, I've had every single problem in the book that you could possibly think of. I had issues with my ad account not spending. I've had issues with products once being able to be supplied and no longer being able to be supplied, meaning the supplier can't source the product anymore. I've had, refund requests almost shut down my ad accounts, right? Enough chargebacks to shut down my entire, not ad account, my entire Shopify account. I've had a ton of issues. I had payout issues, holds, delays, you name it, I've dealt with it. And regardless of the fact, I told myself, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing. And nothing's going to stop me. I don't care if I die trying. I'm going to be persistent with this because I truly, genuinely love the concept of e-com. The idea of building a brand so big that people want to come back for more, or people tell their friends about it. And the idea of just being able to build a brand that works and operates on its own, and I don't need to be in front of it 24/7, having to manage it like clients, with high ticket coaching and stuff like that. It's why my online community, Social Brands Club 3.0, I only do low ticket course sales. I don't have a high ticket upsell. You don't join in and I'm gatekeeping some stuff. I don't do high ticket coaching. I'm burnt out from high ticket coaching. I just don't have the mental bandwidth for it. I try to give as much value as I possibly can in my online community, and that should be enough to help scale your business as far as you want to take it. But that's just kind of been my story, and I want to share with you guys because now I'm starting to realize, like, a lot of you guys follow me not just for my information, but you actually like who I am as a person, and I truly appreciate that. I'm trying to be as authentic and genuine as possible, and I actually don't really have to try because this is just naturally who I am. But I want to share with you guys the journey for me this upcoming year, because just like last year when I documented my journey from not knowing anything about dropshipping to where I am now, doing 6 figures a month with dropshipping, it was really cool for me to look back on and see my journey, and I'm hopefully able to inspire a ton of you guys to do the same. And for me, I wanted to take this as a moment to document the beginning of my actual e-com brand that I'm going to be starting and getting ready to build. I won't share too much about the actual product and what it is, but I've been able to leverage dropshipping and e-com to cash flow a ton of money, be able to put a ton of money away in savings, pay off a ton of debt, pay off my car, do all that fun jazz. And now I'm in the preparation. I'm still dropshipping some products. I'm still making good money because I want to continuously cash flow, of course. But I'm getting prepared to start my own brand. It will be, I'll tell you, it will be a supplement. I'll tell you that much. It will be a supplement. I will be custom formulating that supplement. I will be doing the branding for that supplement. I will be getting copyright paperwork and speaking to a copyright lawyer for that supplement. I will be getting MOQs for that supplement and having it be shipped here in the US with 3 to 5 day shipping. It is going to be a fun but exhausting process and an expensive process. For those of you who watch my content, I always tell you, stay away from competitive niches like supplements because it's just naturally more competitive and higher barrier to entry. So I'm going to be tackling that. So you might be wondering, well, Alex, I thought you said to stay away from those niches. I'm not drop shipping. I'm actually building a legit brand. So I have the capital and cash flow to enter that market knowing that I'm going to lose a ton of money in the first couple of months. And I'm all right with that because the reality of the situation is the goal is to be a long-term business. So I have the capital to be able to take a 20, 30K upfront loss as I'm getting ready to get everything going for the brand. So I plan on doing some actual UGC creators, bringing back video ads into my algorithm, specifically for my actual brand. I will be doing natives, of course, advertorials, listicles, quiz funnels, maybe down the line. I'll have a mixture of everything. I'll have a pretty expansive marketing catalog for my brand because I think that's where you can really harmonize your brand with a ton of different marketing concepts. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. I will be documenting more of that as I get through a couple of the different next steps. I just want to get some legal stuff taken care of, making sure I get the right formula and getting an NDA for that formula so no one else can copy that formula from this specific supplier that I'll be going to, or manufacturer, I should say. So it's gonna be a fun process. I'm gonna be like I mentioned, I'm still building dropshipping brands every single day. I'm working on them. I'm either building a new dropshipping brand or working on an existing one every single day. So that won't change. I'll still be sharing great value with you, specific towards beginners trying to get to their first 1K a day or their first six-figure month as dropshippers. But I want to just take this time to document, reflect. I got a haircut. I'm sure some of you guys may have noticed. Decided to just cut my hair off because I got tired of the long hair. I know probably maybe I should have mentioned that a little bit earlier in the video, but for retention's sake, mentioning it now, not in the beginning. But I'm excited, man. Dropshipping has completely changed my life. It's just fun looking at numbers and seeing people buy stuff, and you can scale that infinitely, right? If I want to make, at one point I was making 25K a day. That's just unheard of, right? Like that's crazy. And I know people that do way more than that, like 100K a day, but that's with their own actual brands. I was doing 25K a day with just a random product I found on, in the competitor's ad library in Facebook. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's crazy what you can do with ecom. I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface yet still. And I just came off a 100K month profit. You know what I mean? I still don't feel like I'm even really in the big leagues yet. So there's infinite potential ecom. There's infinite things that you can do. My ultimate goal is to build a brand that I can exit, for six figures, 8 figures. That's the goal. I mean, if I exit a brand for 6 figures, that's pretty disappointing. I'd want to exit the brand for at least 8 figures, maybe even 9. But definitely a minimum of an 8-figure brand would be really, really sick. Really, really sick. So I like the idea that I'm coming up with. I have some really cool connections that I'm working with to make this goal a reality. But more importantly, the thing that I can share with you guys that I think is so important is my mindset. My girlfriend says I have kind of like sometimes a carefree mindset where it's just like sometimes I don't seem like I care about things. Something crazy could happen and it just seems like I don't care. It's not that I don't care. It's more about the concept of I can only control what I can control. So all those things I just listed off that were really bad, you have to realize that the way you react to something will be the same thing that will help you get through it. So because I'm at the point of my life in my career, I'm going to be 26 in a couple of weeks. I'm at the point where it's just like, at this point, I've gone through a ton of bullshit. I know there's a ton more to go with. It doesn't make any sense freaking out, crying about it, being stressed out about it. During my last year of dropshipping, going through all those ups and downs, I stayed pretty level-headed and calm. And keep in mind, I was on the verge of literally being in tons of debt that I couldn't probably bounce back from anytime soon. All while not making any money because I'd stopped doing TikTok Shop this last year. So I literally had to only rely on my money from ecom. I didn't do any like high ticket coaching or anything like that. I literally focused strictly on dropshipping. So once you come back from rock bottom, basically, you realize that you can come back from anything. And the problems that you face are just that. They're just problems, but you can get through them. Just like most things in this world. You can get through them if you just stay consistent and resilient and be proactive. Don't just sit there being a lying duck. Try to be proactive. Try to find ways to resolve your problems. So a lot of you guys watch me. I know a lot of you guys are from all over the world, Europe, Asia, Canada, obviously in the US here. I know people that are in different parts of even Australia too, really cool. A lot of you guys are relatively young. There are people obviously in their 30s and stuff watching me as well. Shout out to you. But for those of you that are young, I know you guys want the specific strategies. You want the tips. You want answers to every problem that come your way. But you'll be way more successful the faster you learn that you can only control what you can control. So obviously, trying to get the knowledge that you need to resolve problems is important. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you just have to realize, like, I'm just going to take this day by day. I'm going to take this problem on the chin and just keep pushing forward. All right, my ad account's not spending. All right, well, what are some things that I can do? Let's try to apply that and move forward. It doesn't make sense getting frustrated and upset because that's not going to really help you get any farther. You know what I mean? So those are just, some advice for my business owners out there that are trying to be really successful with this. No matter what you do in life, this is advice applicable to regardless of what you do in life. So wishing you guys all the best. I'm gonna go ready, hit the gym. My stores are doing pretty shitty right now. A couple of them are just because I've scaled down significantly because of Chinese New Year's and I don't want to deal with minimum order quantities. So I'm getting ready to scale down, but I just bagged a ton of cash. So I'm gonna go hit the gym, talk to my CPAs to get ready to file taxes this year. And then I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next one. Leave some comments down below on videos you want me to make. I feel like I share a lot of great value, but I also want to make sure it's value that's relevant to you guys. So please comment down below if there's something specific that you want me to make a tutorial on or answer questions for anything specific. Please let me know. Hopefully you guys like my haircut. I think it looks nice. Came out pretty solid. But see you guys all in the next one. Take care.